Welcome, this is Apex Predator. Yeah, this is the redo part 6. Yeah, part 6 of What If Deku was transported to Danmachi. I left off with Deku learning Black Whip in his sleep, activating Black Whip, yeah, which is just for speculation. Spoilers, yeah, because I will add the other one, but that would be later. But I checked out a recap video of Danmachi to see what happens. I'ma just change the some recording and editing for previous uh previous events that happened literally that day, with the date and Baal being chased around by other goddesses with his goddess Hestia. So, just for me not having to retcon anything, um, uh, Lily meets Belle after the date, because in the anime of Danmachi, he meets Lily before he goes on the date with her. But him getting new armor and him going on the date with Hestia is in the same day, and the next day he bumps into, well, yeah, Belle bumps into Lily, and yeah, so he does the same thing while saving her from the one ponytail adventurer that was trying to kill her. And the same thing happens there. Um, Deku and Ainz, everyone from the Loki Familia, just go out doing their own thing in the dungeon, just earning a living so they can actually like buy stuff. And I was looking for a little bit, trying to find out what Deku's armor would look like. So he's just basically, he's gonna have the legs, and the shoes, but the top part of everything. Okay, so this is his armor, but light light bronze, brass bronze looking color, that's green, and no, that is black, and then the dark gray is a more vibrant green. Uh, Basically the same type of green as the arm braces for his arms, Yeah. So he's gonna have that. But anyway, back to Belle's side. So, uh, yeah, Deku, the Loki Familia, just doing random stuff adventurers would do, adventuring down into the dungeon, while Belle is the next day, after the shopping trip and the date, he meets up with no he meets Lily that day. Then the day after that, while everyone else is doing whatever they want to do, and then we cut to Belle running to the dungeon entrance when he stops and thinks to himself that his dungeon advisor is right. He should look for a supporter, so we could get a lot more gems or monster cores. That is where Lily is behind him, and their same interaction happens. And so they go inside and do that. And basically, same thing goes as canon of the of the Danmachi anime. And yeah, a few days pass, and it comes the time when Lily is being harassed by her familia. I don't know what it's called. Sorry. But Belle sees this, and the same interaction with the ponytail adventurer that wanted to kill Lily at the beginning of this episode. And then they meet up with each other and everything happens. They go down into the dungeon, and once they reach the 10th floor, Lily throws out bait to draw monsters towards Belle in an attempt to betray him and take his stuff. But what's different in this is that Belle is stronger, and Deku and Ainz were just slaying monsters more further and to the side of where they're having battle against the orcs and goblins. And yeah, so the same thing happens. He realizes that she's gone, and up on the staircase to the 9th level, and she tries to get the stuff, and she succeeds. She grabs all of his equipment and his, well, not his knife, because if you've seen the Danmachi anime, that's worthless without him holding it. But anyway, so she takes his stuff, and same thing as canon, but he's stronger, because he trained with Deku a little bit when the goddesses were in the party or the ball. And Ainz and Deku just they have a feeling, a little sense that they need to do something about someone, like, I don't know, go about 20 meters to Deku's left and 20 meters to Ain's left to see where Bell is being attacked by orcs. So they do that, and they meet up with each other, seeing the orcs and demolishing them. Like, you can get, like, you see how Deku destroys minotaurs. They don't have existence, because Deku has, during the past few days, he's been training with his black whip and One for All. So all he's doing is he's grabbing the orcs' legs and arms, bounding them as he punches their heads off and dominates them, while Ainz is taking care of, with her level 6 power, she obliterates 5 orcs and demolishes every single goblin, while Deku has destroyed 3 orcs in the span of 30 seconds, because they are powerful. I am not debuffing, I'm not nerfing them, I'm gonna buff them, because honestly all they're gonna do is get stronger and stronger. But anyway, and because they're not like, it's not Ainz going in to save him and jippoing out. They meet up with Bell and he explains his situation. And Deku is thinking about this, that he was betrayed, but he's just gonna forgive her because there must be a reason for her to betray him. He's just like, if we weren't in this world and he was with me in my world, I would totally have him as my successor. This kid is forgiving, because he knows that there might be a lot of consequences or a situation that she needs dealt with, and that's why she has betrayed him and taken his stuff. So they run and see the multitude of giant man-eating ants trying to kill her, because of the other adventurers taking injured or young injured man-eating ants and throwing it next to her, while the others try and protect their injured young ones. But all of them get massacred. I feel like I'm saying butchered, massacred, demolished so many times that when I say it the next time, it's just not gonna be like, yeah, we all know it's gonna be demolished, yeah. But anyway, so they take care of the ants, and the same moment with those two happen, while Deku is just like, Ainz, stay here, protect them, do what you want. I'ma go kick them asses. I'm gonna kick their butts. As she nods and smiles, like a genuine smile, and just leans on the wall of that little hole that they were in. So Deku finds finds one of them, and like he does what Bakugo would do, cause being around I can't believe I'm saying this, a loud blonde, as Shoto Aizawa in comic dubs would say, or TikToks. What did I say about loud blondes? Not to date them. And what did you do? Dated one. Sorry. So then, sorry for pausing, but you get the gist. He would do what Bakugo would do, because he's influenced by Bakugo a bit. So they all meet up back on the surface, and basically the trying to get Lily out of her familia. I'm not gonna say what her familia is because I don't know. I'm not willing to search it up. But that entire raid happens with the extra help of Deku. No? Yeah, the extra help of Deku. So she drinks the special alcohol that the god of alcoholism, the god of wine, made, and she passes his test and she can leave the familia. And Deku's just smiling at on the balcony of that room, just like holding a guy from by the neck over the balcony. It's like, oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna tear up. And then he just drops the guy. It's like, oh. You okay? I'm fine. You don't sound fine. And then he jumps off the balcony and meets up and gathers the raid team. So they do their own thing. Okay, so after all of that, a few days go by. No, the next day after that fiasco, Lily and Belle go to Hestia to get Lily into the guild. No, not the guild, the familia, the Hestia familia. And that interaction happens. He later goes off to the guild without Lily because she's busy with you know who, Hestia. And yeah. So, and he meets Deku and Ainz at the guild instead of Just Ainz giving back his arm brace. The arm brace thing didn't happen because he's stronger and they helped him and were literally right next to him, so yeah. So they just wanted to talk to him, and this is where the training comes in. He says, I would like to train you to become stronger. And with no questions asked, Bal just accepts. Because he's not one to pass up some high quality training from one of the strongest guys he personally knows. And so the training on top of the wall happens. But Deku is training him in agility and physical strength, muscles and toughness. Like Gran Torino had to beat into both Deku and All Might. So they do that. Yeah, they do that. And Bell is being trained by Eyes in swordplay and reflex. Well, he's getting reflex from both of them. Because, first of all, he's fast and she's a very good swordsman. And Deku trains him in hand-to-hand combat, just in case he has to bash some skulls in without his knife. And yes, he does have Firebolt. And Deku has elemental bullets. Legit. So he's just training him in physical fitness, speed, agility, reflexes. And then one day, Bell goes up to the training area where they've been training for quite a while. And Deku is up there with Ainz, just talking to her. Okay. So he's just up there with Ainz, just talking couple stuff, the relationship's getting closer and closer. And Deku is talking to her about him getting his own house and him wanting her to come stay with him in his house instead of having rooms inside of the giant mansion in the Loki Familia mansion, So, and obviously the window is fixed for Deku's room. And for his question, she says, yes, I'd love to. And they both notice Belle just walking up to them. And it's like, hey, what you guys talking about? And Deku's like, oh, I bought a house and I was wondering if Ainz would like to live with me, And he's just like the anime guys, the anime girls or guy that's just like, oh, and tries to tease them about being in a relationship, which Deku's like, he's like really embarrassed about it, and he's in a nervous, desperate attempt to try and defuse the situation, he shoots towards the sky a mixture of rock and fire bullets, combined, which in turn he made the rocks like gunpowder or something explosive, trying to mimic explosions. So he shoots up literally fireworks to try and defuse the situation. It's like, hey, how about we get back to training? And Deku in his mind is like, well, we're not gonna train here. And then he says out loud, but today we're going to train in a different place. You see, where I have decided to live, there is a basement. And in that basement, I have modified it or he renovated the place. And so they head off to his house. I'm not going to show you a picture. Let's just say it's a two-story house, made of how would you do this? Okay, so like stone blocks at the bottom, and halfway up to the bottom of the windows is just continued with thick wood. And then just think of like a normal window that you would put on a very, very square triangle house, if you get what I'm saying. But one of those type of windows. And basically the wood goes up to the second floor, and a nice roof, you could say, like normal roofings at that time. So they are amazed and it's like, wow, what a wonderful house. And this house is more like where you could see more nature, if you want to put it. So he has his house near some trees and not in between two houses, like basically like inside of the wall, well, to the outside of the wall, the outside inside of the wall, close to the wall basically of the orario. So they're like, what a wonderful place, and he signals them to come into my house. And they're just looking in. It's like, it's not fancy, luxurious. You would think it would be a bit too modern for their time. But like wood flooring and like very modernized Japanese type place. But just imagine how you would imagine it. And he leads them to the basement, where it's lit up by light infused rocks on the ceiling. So there's constant mana going through it. And they're just looking around, and it looks like he reinforced his entire basement with a 6-inch thick steel. Well, so he's been he's been with Riveria trying to learn some more rock and metal type magic, and so he just reinforced everything with metal. and he fixed the floor with a concrete, you could say, a stone concrete, and with legit a punching bag, but like it's enchanted. There's some runes on the inside glowing for toughness and durability, and also some weight, so it feels like you're hitting something very heavy. And then there's a treadmill. So basically think of a gym, but like they put a, like, instead of electricity, they put magic through everything. Magic stones, magic everything. Yeah. And then they get to basically a big humanoid dummy, which is basically All Might's size, but like a lot beefier with muscle. And it is a golem that Deku himself has created with his big brain smartness. So basically, you programmed fighting styles, and basically it's a golem that will help you train. The material is unknown, but on the inside there is a artificial core, and it has some magic stones implanted into the stone, which gives it regenerative abilities after the core has been, or the golem has sustained a lot of damage. So basically think of a reusable golem dummy that you can practice cutting through it with a sword, bashing its insides through and just destroying it. And then once you kill the beast, everything just regenerates and heals to its base form, its base stature. And that's basically what it is. Sorry about that, though. Is someone knocking on my door for something? Yeah, so you get the basic gist of what I've given you here. And so think of the braces for the finals for the first semester of My Hero Academia, the weights all the teachers have to put on. So think of that, literally just that, but also with the added, think of a more plain, like all these little plates on the chest, like they're not there, and it's split in the middle, where each pack is a giant weight on it, with the, like, just think of weights all around the body. Okay, I can't picture everything for you, unfortunately. I have a image in my head which is hard to convey into your head. And then they're just like, how did you do this in like 2 to 1 day? like he thinks back to Todoroki as like hard work. uh, Todoroki changing his entire dorm to look Japanese in just one single day. But he reinforced his basement and created all sorts of gadgets to help him train. But he snaps them out of their amazed trance, and uh, they start training. Basically, putting on the weights, doing push ups, squats, pull ups, lifting more weights, running, then doing fighting with the golem. Like, the golem will attack you, but it can be stopped at any moment, so it won't kill you, okay? So it's safe. And while they're uh, doing their training, Deku is sorry if you hear the barking. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dogs. So he's just there, sometimes just taking a quick glance at them just to make sure they're okay and doing their training. So he explains what they should do and how to train. And he's just there, just punching the punching bag. The punching bag is, honestly, at this point, it's a ton. Literally a ton. That's how heavy it is, and it's as strong as reinforced titanium. And he's like, it's not like, ding, and your bones are rattling. He's making small dents in the titanium. That's how strong he is, okay? So he's just there, just taking jabs, kicks, trying to strengthen his shoot style and his body in general. And they go on with punching the punching bag, defeating the golem, and doing general physical exercises. And this goes on for about 2 hours, and Bell is exhausted. Ainz is slightly panting, and Deku's just like, okay, so we're gonna go up to the kitchen. I'm gonna make something for you guys to eat, and then we can start round 2. Him just like having 2 drops of sweat going down his face, and the other two is like, round 2? It's like, yes. How do you think I got so strong? I trained like hell. And so they go up, and he makes some rather delicious food, because he has to learn how to cook. He's a person that is very determined to be a hero. And what if you're in a place where you have to make some food very quickly and survive? So he learned how to cook. Sometimes he asks Mitsuki and Bakugo for some pointers, And so once he's done, he gives the bowls of food to, like, it's pasta, chicken. Well, I don't know about chicken, but basically meat. Pasta and meat with some, I don't know how you guys would say it, but in my household we call it white sauce. It's basically a nice creamy saucy thing we put over the pasta and chicken. So there's like, it smells so nice, and they dig in. They say thank you for the food as normal anime or Japanese, well, yeah, anime. People do that. And once they stuff their faces with surprisingly a lot of food, and it's like, yeah, you guys can take a 3-minute break and then we're going back down. Belle hears this and is like, okay, I'm going to try and take the biggest rest I ever can in 3 minutes. And he's just sitting there on the couch, just laying on the chair, just laying there as Ainz goes up to Deku's room where Deku is currently just sitting on his bed thinking of other things to do. And she comes in and they do lovey-dovey stuff. I'm not gonna explain it, cause honestly I'd feel really embarrassed just mentioning lovey-dovey stuff. They act playful with each other, I'd put it that way. He estimates the time is like, oh, it's probably 3 minutes, and they get up from the bed from after doing not steamy lovey-dovey stuff, but just some minor lovey-dovey stuff. I'm sorry, because I'm not gonna say any of that 13 plus, 15 plus, 18 plus stuff. I'm not gonna say that. But they go down to see Belle just resting there with his eyes open, as like, is it time? Just like tears, like slight tears flowing down his face. And Deku noticed this and is like, yes, I'm sorry, but it's time to do more training. And Belle gets up and they go down and do more training. At the end of the day, Belle goes back to Hestia, and Ainz goes back to the mansion to get basically her essentials and everything she has. And with the help of Deku, she brings everything back to Deku's new house. And they set everything up, and the training goes on for a week, you could say. And then that is where I'm going to leave it off, because this is a 44 minute episode. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, thank you so much, because it is very difficult for me to even build up the courage to do anything online. So yeah, thank you very much if you're still watching this, and I hope you can support me or comment what you would like me to do better. If you want me to try and do better at pausing when I'm not speaking and playing when I want to start talking again. Just anything would help, honestly. Thank you all for staying in, and bye.